It's just you and me in spirit tonight. Jenna is traveling, so I have busted out the cards. And honestly, I have no idea what we're doing tonight beyond your questions. I know Spirit brought in one question, and beyond that, it's a free-for-all. So if you have any questions about sexuality, spirituality, your love life, anything you want to know about, please feel free to put it in the chat. If you pop in, let me know where you're at. Let me know what part of the country you are communicating from, and we'll just see what Spirit has in store for us tonight. We'll just go with the flow. I'm really happy to be here with you tonight, and let's start by introducing myself. My name is Angela Shelby. I am a psychic and a medium and a channeler. I also do energy healing and dream interpretation. And my friend Jenna and I started this space because we have so many people that come to us with sexual trauma that affects other parts of their lives. And I don't know of any other channelers or psychics that ask questions about sex or sexuality. So we decided to do this safe space, Spirit Guides After Dark, so that you can ask those questions if you want to. Please let me know if you have any questions. If you do not want everyone to see your question or who is writing it, you can go to our website, eroticspiritpodcast.com, and here we go, bring that up. There it is. And go to the top of the page, click Spirit Guides After Dark, and you can put your question in there, and we'll answer it at the next session. We always do this on Thursdays at this time. So first thing we're going to do is just ground in, let your day go. It's time to just relax, chill. We'll set this safe container. Ooh, Spirit's already coming in. Take a big deep breath in through your nose, and out through your mouth. Do it one more time. Don't be afraid to make sound. Sound moves energy. Breath, sound, movement. They're the way to clean things out. Ooh, shivers. Beloved angels and archangels, thank you for blessing and being with us. Thank you for watching over and protecting us. Thank you for setting this sacred and eternal space. Beloved Goddess, thank you for holding and protecting this space. Hameya itiaya ishtia hokoya. Hameya utoya ipiaya itia itia itia. And so it is. So the first thing that's coming through right now, friends, are animal spirit guides and animal totems. So if you're not familiar with animal totems are like the archangels of the animal world. They are the archetype for every animal that in existence. So spirit totems are fantastic guardians. They are fantastic guides, and they are available like angels to help people. And I find it interesting that they're coming through tonight. So let's see who's coming through. What their message is. So they just want people to be aware of them. So if you're watching tonight, there's a reason you're hearing me talk about animal totems. If you have dreams about a particular animal, if you are in meditation and a particular animal comes to you, if there's a particular animal in your life that you just love, those are good signs that they are coming to you to help you with whatever it is you need help with. Don't be afraid to talk to them and ask for their help, and pay attention to what they are telling you. So there's a great book out there. It's by Stephen Farmer. It is about animal totems. And when animals cross your path in nature, they are also signs that you can be getting a message. So, you have those moments where all of a sudden you just see a hawk and you didn't expect to see it, or an animal encounter catches your attention. It could be a bird or an animal you don't always see. Those are signs that Spirit's trying to get a message to you through animals as well, or it can be. Or if you just see an animal and you're like, no, I know that was for me. Or it touches your heart, you feel something in your chest. All good signs to pay attention to. I absolutely love getting animal messages from nature. But since this is a sexual podcast, it's interesting that I've never had animal totems come up for this particular subject. Okay. Well, there's our first message for the day. Let's see what else we got. I just brought that question up, but there's more that they want to talk about. And if you have questions, please feel free to send them in. So animal totems in general are coming through right now. They're not done. I'll put that question away. They're coming through right now and wanting to remind you that if you are listening, we have gotten so caught up in our everyday, very hectic modern life that we have forgotten our connection to the earth. And what they're showing me is not our connection, like, oh, how dare you ignore the earth, or you're so disconnected, or you don't know how you fit in the world. It's not a feeling like that. It's like you don't understand. The earth itself has so much love for you. And it is not just something that we sit and twirl through the universe on. It is a source of power and energy for you. It is a source of comfort. It is a source of love, of grounding. Right now, they're showing me people with depression, anxiety, that it can be helped so much by deepening your connection with the earth. And let me ask them what they mean by that. They're saying it's not about living in the city or living in the country or having to be outside. It's about just consciously reaching for the earth in your mind, in your heart, like you would talk to a friend or say a prayer. It's the way I think about it. I do visualizations where I just think about myself, and when I want to connect to the earth, I think about drawing a line of energy, like I'm reaching for her, and this colored line, whatever color you want to make it, goes down into the earth and touches. And just that in your imagination, you are strengthening your connection with the earth. You could live in a concrete box and never see outside and still deepen your connection with the earth. And this is not for the earth. This is for you. This is so that you have a resource available to you that you have forgotten. Indigenous tribes and peoples of the world remember this because they are so closely connected to it. I mean, that's their traditions, and that's how they survived. When we are in this modern life, we can forget that. So, resource, the planet you're standing on, it doesn't matter where you are in that planet, but it can help you and be a resource. Let's see what else they have to say. What other messages? Oh, let's make sure no one's in the chat. God bless Jenna. She runs all of the technical stuff. So forgive me if I'm slow with the technical stuff tonight. Let's see. Ooh, animal totems are stepping back. Okay. Archangels are coming through. That's why we don't have questions tonight. They have their own agenda. So I have the archangels have as a whole coming through, but Archangel Michael is stepping forward right now. And our beloved Archangel Michael, what do you have to share? He wants to talk about how self-worth and self-value are affecting not only yourself, but how he's showing me the violence going on in the world. So he is bringing through a message on how self-value and self-love, your own affect the chaos and violence that's going on in the world. So Archangel Michael is saying the chaos and violence going on in the world is a manifestation of the absolute lack of value humanity has for itself in each and every person. It's a shadow that lives within each and every one of us. And it's one of the major challenges of being on this planet. It's a feeling of not being enough. And that story that we tell ourselves goes out into the world and affects the world around us. I know we've talked about this before, at least on our podcast. And when I talk about our podcast, it's the Erotic Spirit Podcast. Let's see. There we go. But sorry, brother. He wants you to understand that your inner shadows manifest into outworld shadows. Whatever is within is reflected without. So this chaos that's going on in the world, the war, it is a conglomeration of all our shadows, our self-loathing, our lack of confidence in ourselves, our lack of a sense of self-worth. All of that comes spewing out into this stuff, into this war, into this chaos that's happening. And he wants to remind you of your power. He wants to remind you that it does not matter who you are. It does not matter what your station is in the world. It does not matter what you have done. None of that matters. All that matters is right now and your understanding of how much power you have right now to change all of it. So he's talking about the power of the present moment. Your present moment is the only place you can affect change in your life. This moment right now, not what was, not what's coming, but right now. And there are so many of us that we are so caught up in life circumstances, me included. I tend to be one of those people too. It's remembering that our thoughts themselves are the first step. They are the first hammer blow of our power. As soon as we shift our thought, we shift our energy. It's like shifting our perfume. Think of your energy like perfume. When you think certain thoughts, it affects your energy and it affects the rest of the world. And then picture your perfume, your energy going out into the rest of the world. So when that happens, it affects the rest of the world. It's not just you. It's like you're putting off this spiritual perfume all the time. This energy, that is you. And what you think about yourself adds to that overall aroma in the world. And when we think about ourselves harshly and with lack, and that we are not enough, we don't have enough, we are ashamed of ourselves, we are embarrassed by who we are and how we are, that hatred, that is a form of self-hatred, goes out into the world and feeds. It's like it gathers in a cloud and affects the rest of the world. It affects the environment. It affects the planet. It affects all of us together. So to help with all of this energy, all of this stuff, for you to sit in your present moment right now and just stop and say, okay, I am enough. I'm enough. I'm enough. I have enough. I am everything I ever wanted to be. I'm grateful that I'm breathing right now. All of those things, that shifts energy. It shifts your energy right now. By thinking those thoughts, you've just contributed to the peace in the rest of the world. And when I say he right now, it's Archangel Michael coming through. He is driving home your present moment is all the power you really need. Take a hold of it. Change how you think right now. If you are feeling awful, if you are in a place of just despair and darkness, take a moment to just breathe. And when you breathe, voice your despair. Make a sound. Breathe deep and put a voice to it. And if you feel the need to move with it. He's showing me right now when I do that, when I'm going processing my stuff. So he's wanting me to share breath, sound, movement. Those are tantric principles for moving and releasing energy. And he is right now, he's making me smile and laugh, because when I am in stress, when I'm having a really crappy, hard time, and I just reach out, I pray, and I'm like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. I feel terrible, or I just am lost. The first thing, I don't care who I'm praying to or who I'm asking, the first thing every time is breathe. Just breathe. So I don't know if you know this. If you take 3 deep breaths, it will put you into an altered state. And it automatically starts to reset your body in your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your nervous system that kind of runs your body behind the scenes. But it's that nervous system that helps our body relax, helps our body chill. So taking 3 deep breaths is tapping into that particular nervous system. Ooh, shivers. I shiver a lot, folks, and it's because the energy's running through me. I got off track. Sorry, brother. Brother Archangel Michael, what are we? Okay. So he's showing the parasympathetic nervous system and how it's cycling through. So if you are taking those deep breaths, breathe, breath, sound, movement. So if you're in a dark place, give a voice to it and move. You can even turn on music in your living room or just move and voice it. Okay, let's see if there's anything else coming through. Let's see if we have any questions. It would be bad to ignore the chat all night. Okay, we're good. If you pop in, feel free to just listen, or you can become part of the conversation. Let's see what else is coming through. Okay, so Archangel Michael is still here, and this is not about, I'll just say what's coming through. I'm like, this is a sexual podcast, but that is not the message coming through right now. Archangel Michael is making a joke right now. He says, don't worry, we're getting around to how this ties into your transmission to our session here tonight. So let's see where he's going with this. So what he's showing me right now is he's saying you do not understand how close you are to crossing a threshold right now. He goes, you're on the cusp. And he's showing me humanity as a whole, that we are on a cusp of something great, of great things. He's calling it the Great Transition. He says some people call it leveling up. Some people call it moving into the fourth and the fifth dimension. He's showing me extraterrestrials. He's saying you're going to get to know your neighbors better. So that first contact, official first contact is coming. And he's showing me, he's saying you're moving into a golden age. And he says he knows it doesn't look like a golden age right now. But part of that golden age, part of what he would like us to understand is that present moment. And that this transition is not going to happen tomorrow. It's not a final countdown, even though there are like events like first contact with extraterrestrials, things like that will be hallmark events that will just be part of this. He's saying it's an internal shift. You can tap into that right now. Right now. It's not something you have to wait for. I'm going to ask him about that. How? He's saying the time right now and the energy is so ripe for this change for people. It's not like it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, or even last year. There is a shift in the energy of the world and the earth, the planet herself, that is bringing this about. So the planet herself, like the planet and the spirit that is this planet, is also leveling up. And she's taking us with her. So we're not the ones just evolving. The planet itself is evolving. It has its own purpose, its own life, its own goals, its own evolution. Spiritual, not just evolution as we call it, but spiritual evolution. And she's shifting into a higher gear, and we are going with her. And he's saying that is also a part of the chaos that's going on, that as she shifts, people's shadows come out more. So this feeling as the earth shifts, you could be feeling like higher anxiety, higher fear, higher aggression, and just not knowing where it's coming from. Our shadows are being drug out. It almost reminds me of like showing me like the airships, the Zeppelins, flying ships that as you go higher, you can't drag the weight with you. It has to come out. So our shadows are being brought out, and the shifting energy can make us feel on edge. So that shifting energy through the world. He says that's why he's talking about grounding in the present moment. It will help you take your power back from being overwhelmed by that energy and help you consciously like jump on the bandwagon, man, and ride the wave is the best way I can put it. What else? He says you're closer than you think. And as he says that, he's showing me people like sitting in their homes in their easy chair watching this or watching TV. For each of us individually, more than we are aware of, we are closer than we think. If you are still here, still living, and what I mean by that, he's showing me a lot of people have decided to leave the planet. And when I say leave, I mean die, pass on, move on, transition, rather than be involved here and want to go through this. But he's saying, if you are still here, know that you chose to be a part of this like awesomeness, this momentous time. And that it is your right to like grasp this moment and enjoy it, to take hold of it and mold it to your will. Your will. This is your moment. He says, for every life, there is a unique adventure, and for every person, there is a unique present moment. And he's not saying person just as in people. He's showing me animals, plants, the planet herself. We don't understand their own agendas and what's going on with them, but they too have their own power and their own path and their own place that they are moving toward. What else? He says, hang in there. Archangel Michael is saying, hang in there. You got this. You're here and the finish line is close, but grasp that success right now and embrace the present moment. So let's talk about embracing the present moment more. I've asked about it again because he keeps saying it. He's like, change your thoughts, change how you think about yourself, even if you don't believe it. If you are, he's saying every day, talk to yourself with love. Change it today. The number one thing you can do to help yourself in the world is change how you think about yourself today. And things like, I am valuable. I am enough. I have enough. All that I am is perfect as it is. All is perfect in my present moment. And as he's telling me this, he's showing me people who are not in ideal situations, who are hurt, who live in poverty, who are having a really hard time, who are in war zones. And he is saying this to remind people that to say these things, even if it doesn't feel like it's happening right now, grasps that power of the present moment and starts to shift the energy. And shifting that energy starts to bring better things into our reality. This is like a clarion call. There's something about the energy in the shift right now that's important, that we all start thinking of ourselves better. Even if we're just not feeling it, start changing our thoughts that way. Ooh, this really is like a final push. This is really interesting. So I'm asking him right now. He was talking about like, this is our sexual podcast. We are not talking about sex right now. Let's see. How is he bringing this back around? Okay. So he says, yes, I did promise. So what he's showing me is that pleasure and bliss are natural states, and that is actually the best way to communicate with each other. So this is why. Okay. So these feelings of lack and I am not enough and we don't have enough and there's not enough, especially when we think of ourselves that way, is like one of the number one things that blocks us from each other and blocks us from connecting with each other. When we get so disconnected from each other, that's where misunderstanding and all of the violence and illness begins, he says. So shifting your thoughts about how you value yourself and how much you love yourself or are accepting of yourself directly impacts your intuition. It directly impacts your ability to hear angels and hear your intuition and hear your spirit guides. It is like one of the number one things that numbs those things out and shuts them off, which means it numbs us out to each other. He is talking right now about narcissism. Ooh, shivers. He is saying what you don't understand is narcissists do not love themselves. They do not love themselves, and that lack of love pours out to other people. Even though it seems like their self-interest is what motivates them. It is a lack of love for themselves and that need to defend themselves from the world and manipulate others because of that lack of love for themselves and their lack of self-worth. So he's making a joke again. This is Archangel Michael we're talking about. And he is saying that this ties back into sex because, again, love and pleasure are our birthright. Love and pleasure are one of the most holy things that there is in existence. Oh, so he showed me this before, and I think we've talked about it before. If not on the podcast, I think we have here, Jenna and I, in spirit. When people in other dimensions, in spirit, talk to each other, when they want to get to know each other or want to communicate, they merge their energies together. He's showing me like people with like energy fields around them walking in and allowing their energy fields to cross with each other on the other side or in other dimensions. And that is how there's a transfer of feeling and information. It's literally, I don't know how to describe it, blending, connecting, and getting to know each other that way. I think the closest thing we have outside of spiritual studies on the earth is sex. So that bliss with sex that we generate, that is a natural byproduct of spiritual connection. So I'm double checking with him because he told me what to talk about. So I did. Let's make sure I'm still on course here. He's giving me a thumbs up. He's saying spot on. So that bliss, when they connect on the other side in that way where they blend, it's natural. It is that bliss, that energy is a natural byproduct of that. So orgasms on the other side are just a byproduct of people getting to know each other. That is their bliss. So that's one of the reasons you can have like whole body orgasms and energetic orgasms. And okay, he's making a joke right now. He says there's a reason monks like to sit on the mountain and meditate a lot. He says because it feels good. It is that orgasmic bliss that is hard to describe. But that bliss is our birthright. So he's circling it back around. He's driving home again. How you look at yourself, how you value yourself is what connects you to that bliss. I'm going to tell my story about self-value. I had a moment where I just worked a lot and used it to avoid my life. And it's because I didn't feel like I was enough. So I was praying and I had Jesus come to me and he said, there's something I want you to understand. It does not matter what you do in this life when it comes to your value. The fact that you breathe is you're in. That is all the value that you need. The fact that you live and you breathe and you exist, your value on the other side, your value to the rest of the universe is sealed. It's done. You are already in. There's no way that you cannot be loved and you are not wholeheartedly valued. Anything else that you do on top of that, icing on the cake. So our value is not something to be earned. It is something that is intrinsic. It is a part of who we are. I know some spiritual traditions put that you are born in sin and that's intrinsic and that's a part of you and you're just screwed when it is the opposite of that. You are valued. Your value cannot be taken away from you. It is a part of who you are because you breathe, because you exist. And again, anything on that above that, icing on the cake. So it's important to remember that because how we value ourselves directly affects how much love, energy, positive reinforcement we put out into the world. And that bliss that comes with a good orgasm or the pleasure that comes from connection, from the bliss that people touch when they meditate or when they have that deeply spiritual experience. Those are our birthrights, and that is truly the holy connection. That is what we allow ourselves to be and be vulnerable to. That kind of pleasure takes down our walls. Oh, that was interesting. Okay. Let's see who else is coming through. Because Archangel Michael just stepped back. Wow, that was fast. Let's see. Oh, wrong spot. Thank you for your patience with me. If you have any questions to ask, even though we are going off on a I'm awesome tangent with Spirit tonight. But if you have any questions you want to ask, please feel free to put them in the chat. And let's see who's coming. Ooh, okay. So Archangel Azrael is stepping forward. If you are unaware, Archangel Azrael is most often associated with people helping people cross over. So helping the dead, helping people heal from grief, helping everyone with that entire process. And he wants to talk about the people leaving on this planet. Okay, so Archangel Azrael right now is saying death is a transition. Please stop being afraid and disheartened when people die and cross over. He says, you don't understand what their journey and purpose was. You don't understand what they came here to accomplish. And it is their right to leave when they desire to leave. And I can almost feel the BS of the audience right now saying, they're showing me shootings, they're showing me people taken by natural disasters, they're showing me lives that look like they were cut short. And Archangel Azrael is saying, no, he's being stern about it. You do not understand. It is their right to choose when they leave. And when he's saying that, he's showing me, so when he's showing me people, he's showing me each person not as their human personality or their human age or their gender or their station in life. None of that matters. What he's showing me is their soul that came down here and said, these are the things I wish to accomplish in this lifetime. These are the things I wish to make happen. This is when I want to leave. He's saying you don't understand what each soul, again, is here to accomplish, and it is their right to leave when they choose to leave. My thoughts get in the way too. He said the way I pick up information is I can feel it coming through and have it cross my mind, and then I verbalize it. But as they're doing that, I have my moments of, my thoughts will come in and go, really? Da, 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 and say something back sometimes. And so I just got off on a tangent talking to him for a second. He was talking about, people's right to leave. One of the things I said or was saying was like, what about these little kids? What about babies that pass? And he's still saying it is their right to leave when they choose, and there is a reason. And the point he's trying to make with this is that it is a transition. They are not gone. They have transitioned. He would very much, he is saying, I wish they would just change it to the word transitioning. Death is not dying. Death is a change of status. Now I think I'm making this joke. I'm just thinking of Facebook like it's a transition, changing your status from living to transition. That it's that simple when it comes to a soul perspective. They are not gone. They are transitioned. He's saying, please don't pity them. Please don't worry about them. And I just asked, what about heaven and hell? people worry about heaven and hell all the time. And let's see what he gives us. Okay, so I've asked about that. What he is showing me is that this spiral of all souls, like all these souls coming in that have crossed over and like flooding into what you would call heaven or the other side, and that there's no differentiation. They all come in and they all go. He's showing me them separating off and going different places, but they are going to places to help them in their best soul's evolution. And what he's showing me is not like this demarcation between heaven and hell. What he is showing me is souls going off to like individual life reviews or individual counseling. He's even showing some of them going off to, I think they're spaces people would call them purgatory, but they're not. They're places, or at least not what we would consider to be purgatory. They are places for them to have space to process their life and to process things in their life that they had a hard time with, or they feel they didn't handle the way they wanted to. It reminds me of someone going into meditation to meditate on a certain subject. It's like they go to meditate on their life and like recover. Some people go to these pockets of tranquility or whatever they need it to be so that they can recover from the life that they had. But there is no demarcation of like heaven and hell. He says each soul goes off to the place that will serve them best in their growth. It will give them what they need best. And he's saying to remember that God is a loving God, that the energy of the universe is loving energy. So it is for their higher purpose, for their healing, for their comfort, for what they need to help their soul best. That's where they go when they transition. So you don't have to worry about people going for punishment. And Archangel Azrael, bless his heart, he's saying punishment is non-productive. Is not efficient, he says. So the universe does not function in that way. Punishment is a human concept. I'm doing my best to describe what he's showing me. Each person just goes where they need to go. But there's nothing to be afraid of for them. There's nothing to worry about. And I know I'm thinking right now, I know people that are banking on people going to hell, that are banking on people getting their just desserts when they die and having it make up for all the crappy stuff they did in life. That is that person's personality. And what they did here doesn't get punished, but they have an understanding of what pain they caused others. So imagine what you went through. I know all of us were here. People have hurt us intentionally. People have hurt us unintentionally. Know that whatever you have suffered, the person that maybe instigated it or you feel caused it, They are going to understand after they cross over what it is to feel that way. And it's not as punishment. It's in understanding. It's so that they understand that this action caused this effect to another person. It's for learning and growth, not punishment. So these are the places that they go to. And this is the thing. So when they have these moments of understanding, sometimes it's so hard for them. They have to go off and like sequester themselves and meditate on it and come to peace with it. I'm a medium too. And the other side is not what we often think it is. Even I've seen different flashes and had it come through in different ways. And I'm still surprised and learning all the time about what other crossed over souls and other beings in other dimensions talk about what the other side is like. It is not what we think. When my grandfather passed over, my very Catholic, awesome grandfather, the first time he came through, one of the first things he said was, "It's not like what they taught me it was." So let's see if Archangel Azrael has anything more to share. Nope, he's stepping back. Ooh, shiver. Archangel Gabriel's coming through now. Archangel Gabriel is the archangel of communication, he's saying right now the clarion call of speaking your truth. And that is what Archangel Gabriel would like to talk about right now. Speaking your truth. So he is saying right now, it is pivotal on this planet for people to understand their value and speak their truth. Speak up about who they are, what they love, what they feel they are here to do. So he's showing me a story right now of this boy. This is an example. I saw this story on the news and he wants me to talk about it because he's showing it to me. There's this like 4-year-old boy that his passion is to feed the homeless, and he just started doing it. His parents, that was not their thing. He just started wanting to make sandwiches for people and give them out to homeless people. He knows what his passion is. He knows why he's here. And it was coming through at a really young age. Our passions, let's see what Archangel. So Archangel Gabriel is saying our passions are often the things that we would do whether somebody paid us to or not. Our passions are just what we naturally want to do. And our passions are a direct expression of our life purpose. You do not have to have your life purpose be your job. You don't have to have it be your career. Your life purpose is that thing that, again, lights you up so much you can't imagine not doing it. You can't imagine not sharing XYZ, whatever it is, with the rest of the world. And it comes with a feeling of sharing. It comes with a feeling of, this is, whether I was paid or not, whether one person in the world heard me or not, whether anyone was there to see it or not, this is what I do. This is what I would do. I mean, your life purpose could be your deep and abiding passion for macrame and everything to do with it, or crocheting, or underwater basket weaving. And the pure joy that you would generate from that activity that you love so much, that you would just do in your spare time, is a beacon to the rest of the world and is creating that spiritual perfume that goes out to the rest of the world and makes the rest of the world brighter for the love of what you are doing. So don't think that Archangel Gabriel is saying, do not question what you love and what your passions are. Follow through on those things and understand that as you do so, you help the rest of the world. Whew. Archangel Gabriel is stepping back. What a great night. For all of you who are listening, thank you for being here tonight. That was something really awesome and different. I get messages like that. That's how I do readings. They just come through. But I usually, if we don't have people write in and give us questions, I usually can, sit down, get interesting questions, and we'll ask Spirit about them. I always ask Spirit, what questions are we going to tonight? It was crickets. There were no questions. And I'm like, what are we doing tonight, guys? No questions. Oof, shivers. Now I understand why. It was Archangel night tonight, from the animal totems all the way up to the archangels. It was that kind of night tonight. They had a lot to say. My name is Angela Shelby. This is the Spirit Guides After Dark, and thank you so much for being here tonight. We do the Erotic Spirit Podcast, my friend Jenna and I, and it's here at the bottom of the screen. Please feel free to check us out. Tune into our next episode. We are where soul, spirituality, and sexuality come together and get messages from Spirit. My website is www.angelashelby.com. There it is. I do readings. I call them spirit guide and mediumship readings, but your spirit guides can be anybody. Everybody comes through. Angels, archangels, animal totems, ancestors, beings I didn't even know existed. It's one of the most interesting parts of my job. I do readings, I do dream interpretation, and I also do quantum touch energy work. So please feel free to check out my website. If you want to reach out to me, please feel free to do so. And I enjoyed being here with you and the angels tonight. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. Until next time, be here next Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Bye.